just the standing, how it is after 2 laps. Tak pozeráme na to, ako to vyzerá, už tu máme prvé čísla. Protože v tomto kvalifikačnom tréninku sa nedá hovoriť o tretí, ale to urobiť ten najrychlejší čas, a to týchto najrychlejších kvalifikácií si budú môcť.
Hello everybody, welcome to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin and Leyland. It's round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Czech Republic. We're here at Locket, and on today's show we've got Conrad Mewse, Henry Jacoby and Giacomo Gariboldi. But before we catch up with our guests, let's check in with Leyland because, 2 weeks ago in Indonesia, she wasn't there, she was getting married. Did you get married?
I did. And it's going pretty well. It's been 2 weeks now, and so far, so good. So I'm feeling positive about this one.
Did you miss us?
Yes, I did. Did you miss me?
Absolutely.
You did. You did the show on your own, so I know I was missed.
I know. I was pining.
You were pining. But I'm back, so nothing to worry about now.
Cool. Are you on form? You ready?
I am on form. Are you?
Absolutely, I am. Anyway, let's get on with the show, shall we? Enough of all that jibber-jabber. Conrad Mewse joins us now, and previously we've seen Conrad Mewse in the MX2 Championship, riding for Stebbings Car Superstore, KTM UK, powered by Bikeshaw. But like we've seen so many times this year, 3-4 riders now making the jump from MX2 to MXGP. Conrad Mewse doing just that this weekend for Team Diga Procross. So, Conrad, welcome to our live studio show. Like I said, it seems to be a bit of a trend at the minute, doesn't it? When did you decide, or when was it decided, and why, for you to go from MX2 to MXGP?
Yeah, obviously I think this all came about before my collarbone injury, actually, before I had the crash at Canada Heights. It kind of came about, obviously, unfortunately for TKO with the injury and things. They had a 450 ride spare. And I have to go 450 next year anyway. So, yeah, they gave me the opportunity. And at the time, I was like, yeah, great, let's test, let's do it. And I was happy and things like that. And I was planning on making my debut in Spain. But unfortunately, I had to crash and had the shoulder injury. So I got set back a little bit. But, yeah, that was kind of how it all kind of came about a little bit. And yeah, obviously you see a few more people from MX2 going to MXGP now. A few younger guys actually, but for me this is my last year in MX2, so I need to kind of try and prove a point in the MXGP class and on a 450 really for next year.
But it's only for MXGP, isn't it? Like the British Championship, you stay with Stebbings Car Superstore, KTM UK, powered by Bikeshaw. I guess that's the route forward, and then so you're going to swap between 250 and 450 throughout the rest of the year? Yeah,
definitely. I'm only doing the remaining 5 GPs, not the 2 flyaways on the Team Diga Procross KTM. And then I'll go back to my, Stebbings Car Superstore powered by Bikeshaw team for the MX2 British Championship and hopefully wrap that up. But, without them guys, without Anthony at Stebbins in fly racing, this wouldn't have been possible. They let me take this opportunity on such a great team, and we're here today at Locket.
Good.
So.
Yeah, well, before you changed class, Conrad, there were actually some good performances in MX2. You were 6th in race 1 in Argentina. Tell us about the start of the season for you. It did seem a little bit up and down, but this was a good showing.
Yeah, no, for me it was, Argentina started well. It was pretty crazy there. There was a lot of guys, especially crashing on the technical track and things like that. And I managed to come away with 5th overall. So that was a great start for me. I was feeling good. I started the year great in Hawkstone as well. But yeah, I didn't really feel like I reached my full potential in the MX2 class this year, and that was why for me the decision to go MXGP was a little bit easier.
There were a couple of the first 2 rounds before this though, you were a little bit 10th, 11th and things like that. Not what you wanted, not what you expected.
Yeah, definitely, especially after my warm-up race and feeling good, and I had such an amazing winter as well. And I just didn't, like I said, I didn't really achieve what I wanted to achieve. I felt like I was fighting the track all the time, and yeah, I think it was time for a change for me, and luckily this amazing opportunity came about.
Yeah.
Well, because it was a little bit up and down, do you think that perhaps setting up on your own had something to do with that at the start of the season? Because that was quite a big change for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, with setting up my own team, we found some amazing, loyal people that were that, like I said, let me take this opportunity. So this for sure was part of it. And if I was in a contract now, I wouldn't be here today. So yeah, I do believe that this was a good move from our side, and I couldn't be happier of how my team and my personal sponsors have reacted to this. So. Well,
a couple of weeks after that, the next round, Portugal, you got a fourth in one of the races there as well. So it looked like the speed was coming, but you just didn't seem to have the luck going forward, because there were like one or two little DNFs, and just, like I say, it just never really seemed to get going. It must have been quite frustrating.
Yeah,
but when you get results like that, though, you're just still there believing, aren't you? So you're trying to put off the inevitable.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think in Portugal, I had a fourth and I was feeling great and I was pushing forward, and then the next race I go out and I felt like I was fighting again, and then I couldn't. Yeah, I think I ended up 11th or 12th. I'm not too sure where I finished, but yeah, it's pretty crazy, that class. Like, everyone's mixing about. I think there's you got Vial and Gertz that are the front two runners, but other than that, I feel like everyone's mixing it up, and anyone can fight for a win now. So yeah, that class is pretty intense, but I'm excited to see what this MXGP class is about.
Good.
Well, I was going to say, back to this weekend and moving forward, how do you actually feel on the 450? What are you looking forward to the most?
I feel good on the 450. I feel comfortable. I haven't had a great deal on it. I think I've rode 3 times on it, so I haven't had a massive amount of time on it. But I'm just looking to improve every weekend at the GPs. That's my main goal. Obviously, it's a big bike. There's a lot of power behind it. And I'm not going to take any risks. I'm just going to go out there and just have fun, and just, yeah, I enjoy riding the 450 so much, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what it's like in a race situation.
And obviously you are, quite a big lad. We just watched the clips there of you in MX2 races from Argentina and Portugal. You seem to crowd out the 250, so we hear it a lot, don't we, recently? People like Ben Watson, who moved up, TKO, all those guys, they're big guys on 250s. They hope to be better on a 450. Did you feel like that as well? Like this final year in MX2 was just maybe one season too far in terms of your height, your weight, possibly?
Yeah, I think so. I think generally I'm just kind of a bit of a bigger built kind of guy, and I tried to cut down weight and things, and I did as much as I could. And yeah, like you say, you see with Gariboldi as well, he's gone up to the 450 class. So I think, yeah, I just believe that this is hopefully going to be the right move for me. And like I said, I've got to race the MXGP class next year anyway, so it's a good step to try and get 5 races under my belt this year as a warm-up ready for next year.
And also to see if you need to tweak the training program over the winter to be ready.
Exactly, yeah. There's obviously a lot of things you need to adapt to the 450. I feel like the winter's going to be a lot of strength work in getting ready for the big bike. All
right, well, look, Conrad, we are out of time. Thanks for joining us. Team Diga Pro Cross this weekend in the MXGP class, like you say, for the next 5 rounds?
Yeah, for the next 5 rounds, yeah.
All right, well, look, we wish you all the best this weekend and for those few races.
Thank you very much.
Conrad Mewse. Right, Henry Jacobi is getting ready to come and join us now, but before we catch up with him, here's some highlights from MX2 Race 2 from Indonesia just 3 weekends ago. With his 6th foxhole shot of the season. Oh, look at that. Geerts and Horgmo collecting each other from 4th and 5th place. But leading the way, it is Vial from Langenfelder. Who will blink first between these two, though? Vial or Langenfelder? The German in pursuit. Vial off the side of the track. Well, he got completely offline and was just on rocks and rubble, had no way to stop. We have a new leader. Langenfelder now needs to keep his cool, and he's looking good at the moment. Oh, there it goes. Coming out of turn 5. Jacob Geerts losing the front end. Oh, goes down again. Needs to definitely settle himself down.
scores, and Langenfelder throws it away, hands the lead back to Vial on lap 9. And is that the race decided? Geertz will make the podium, third overall though, whether he makes this pass or not. Charges down the inside at turn 1. And an easy pass for Geertz in the end as the number 33 just starting to fade. But what a fantastic performance from cars makers. Thibaut Beneston has caught and passed Adamo. Third place now in the hands of the Yamaha man. End of pit lane, and he was right down the inside. Adamo thought he got it covered, and then he outbraked himself. Beneston snuck down the inside. In a row now for Thibaut Beneston. Simon Langenfelder, second overall for the Red Bull Gas rider, and Tom Vial leads the championship, victorious here this weekend in Indonesia. But once again, as we've seen so many times this season, the red plate changing hands between Jago Geertz and Tom Vial. This time it's Vial who takes the red plate to round 13. Loket in the Czech Republic in 3 weeks' time. Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here, part 2 on MXGPTV.com. It's round 13 of the FI Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Czech Republic, and we are in Loket. And joining myself and Lisa Leyland now, we've got Henry Jacobi. Henry Jacobi rides for JM Honda Racing in the MXGP class. Henry, welcome to our studio show. I guess this is kind of a semi-local GP for you, obviously Germany being just over the border. Where are you from? Bad Sulzer, Thüringen?
Yes, that's quite good also. It's just like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
If you go fast, it's just 1.5 hours. So for many Germans, this is an attractive GP to go to because obviously the prices are a bit low to stay in the hotels and the food and everything. So there's many Germans here.
Is there a good Sulzer?
What?
His hometown, Bad Sulzer.
Bad Sulzer.
Bad joke.
Yeah, but it's...
I thought that was a food or something. No. Well, that's not a German food.
No,
that's my city where I live.
Oh, I don't know.
Used to live.
Yeah. It's just Paul's bad jokes.
It
Sorry,
is, yeah.
my bad.
So as a kid then, presumably, you would make the journey across the border and ride in Czech Republic, maybe some local races as well, or not really? Because there are some fantastic tracks here, aren't there?
Yes, there were some good tracks, but as a kid, we stayed usually in Germany, but I had some, or quite many races also across the border. But this was then the German championship in a different country, kind of.
Sure.
Okay, well, this is your third full season in MXGP. How would you say this year is going compared to the others?
Quite good. It started a bit, rough, I would say. From last year, I had a small injury, which I kept having over the winter. Then I decided to get the operation just 2 weeks before Metali, or 1 week. Then Metali got delayed, luckily. And I was able to race the first GP. And like this, it started a bit slow, but now it's getting better and better, I think. And it's not like an up and down like the years before. Now it's just a bit more stable, I would say, and getting slowly better.
Exactly. Well, in France, you took your first pole position in MXGP. You then turned that into a fourth in race 1. It was a tricky conditions there, but they didn't seem to phase you, Henry. I mean, it was a solid result for you.
Yeah, it was good. The first race, it was really special because I was third for almost the whole race, but then I got a bit nervous, I would say, towards the end, because I thought you could really do this. Good result also because the day before I won the quali race and we missed like 10 riders, and now I'm still pretty good, but I just finished fourth, which I was not so happy about. Normally you should be really happy about this, but I got past like 2 laps before the end to finish fourth, and yeah, this was a bit bittersweet, but at the end I'm still happy with it.
But it just goes to show, doesn't it, the importance of a good qualifying race on Saturday. You get the best pick of the gates, which you needed there in France. But I know you just said bittersweet, but knowing that you could push up there, you know, I guess that's given you just a little bit of more confidence, knowing that if you do get a good start.
Yes, the start was really important there. I was able to go to the inside and had the next corner really wide just for myself. And yeah, it gave me quite much confidence, I would say. And maybe I could take this also to the next few GPs and yeah, just keep it going like this.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of rounds ago, we were in Teufelstal, your home GP. You were 9th in race 1. It looked like you were enjoying it, racing in front of your home fans. How was that weekend for you?
Yeah, special. Like Teufelstal is always special for me. It's the GP I'm looking forward the whole year.
What's that, like an hour or so from home?
Yes.
Normal where you grew up?
Yes, 45 minutes. And it's really close to home. There used to be more of my friends coming there because of Kenny, who was living like 5 minutes maybe from my house. So, but they are all now grown-ups, I would say, all dads. So there was not so many of my old friends there, but
now you have no friends.
Yes, almost. No, but I make new friends sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah. Look at the positives.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even after the race, we saw you, and I think was it Tom Cock or Tim Cock, just celebrating in front of the fans and everything else. But it's a fantastic GP, that one, isn't it? I like going there because the way the layout and the track and the fans, they get to see pretty much the whole track, and the atmosphere is amazing.
Yes, it's really nice to be there, but after the race we stopped there just because the fans they really liked it also. Then that I did quite good, I would say, because there was races where I did really good in Teufelstal, but there was also races where I didn't perform quite well, and so I was just happy with myself, and I was able to thank them after the race, being happy as well, because if you cross the finish line not being happy with your race, you don't want to stand there.
No. Well, look, we've got a busy period coming up now. You're 15th in points. We've got 2 in a row here, a week off, and then 3 in a row, and then a week off, and then the last 2 GPs. What are the goals between now and the rest of the season for you? What do you hope? Can you get further up than that top 15? Is that the plan, or is it to try and finish regularly in the top 10?
Yeah, the plan is maybe to improve a bit also on the standings, but the main goal, I would say, is just to be around the top 10 for the rest of the year. I know the next 3 GPs are quite important also for next year, because there's now starting a little bit what's going on for next year, if I still can be able to race the World Championship or not. And so I know the next 3 GPs are important, and if I do good, I think my chances are not too bad.
All right, well, look, wish you all the best for the rest of the season. We are out of time. I just want to pick your brains here. I'm going to say thanks, Henry. Good luck, Henry. All the best, Henry.
Thank you.
Why do you call him Kevin?
I never called... When was the last time I called you Kevin?
Agueda.
Was it? No, it was last year, surely.
Not this year again.
I'm so sorry. I actually don't know why. I have no answers for that. You just look like... You look like...
No.
You look...
No, I don't look like a Kevin.
He definitely looks like Henry. And on that bombshell, we are out of time. Henry Jacoby, thanks for joining us. All the best this weekend and for the rest of the season. Giacomo Gariboldi is getting ready in the wings. Let's catch up with some action, though, from a couple of weeks ago. MXGP of Indonesia, MXGP Race 2. The Fly Racing 15-second board up for the final time this weekend. The MXGP of Indonesia here at Samota Sumbawa, MXGP Race 2. Prado around the outside with a foxhole shot once again. And Fernandez down the inside. Moves into 3rd place, puts Geiser back into 4th. The champ was not expecting that. Geiser up to 3rd with that move on Fernandez.
Geiser needs to win this one to take the overall. And he cuts to the inside of Fevre, and it's a sweet move from the Slovenian. Still got work to do, but an easy pass in the end. Getting on the gas earlier, getting good drive up the hill. He'll go the long way round the outside. What a move from Geiser. Jeremy Seewer closes in on Calvin Verlanderen. Verlanderen 9, Seewer 10. The Geben van Venrooy Yamaha rider trying to fend off the monster and his Yamaha rider, who muscles down the inside of the South African, takes the position away. A little bit of whiskey on the exit of the turn. He's still got some work to do. Somehow he manages to keep it on two wheels. Seewer now 9. Oh, and Jonas loses a back end on the exit of turn 6. Seewer, big moment again for the number 91. Tim Geiser will cross the line as a double race winner to win the Grand Prix here in Indonesia, and with it he takes his 80th career race win. Prado second, Fevre third. We wait for Fernandez. Fernandez comes through now, and that's a podium for the Honda 114 Motorsports rider. Coming home with the third and the fourth, the Honda 114 Motorsports rider, Ruben Fernandez. And second overall, Jorge Prado, Red Bull Gas Factory Racing. And you know what, I think that's probably the first time we've had two Spaniards on the podium in the Premier class. But Tim Geiser, Team HRC, 2 wins out of 2, will take the winner's trophy here, the MXGP of Indonesia.
Z najlepších, takže to bude absolútne paráda. Máte sa na čo tešiť.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our final part on our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com, the MXGP of Czech Republic, round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. Joining myself, Paul Malin and Lisa Leyland for this final part, Giacomo Gariboldi. Of course, Giacomo is team owner for Team HRC. So, Giacomo, welcome to our live studio show.
Thank you,
here.
Paul.
I'm sorry that it's taken only 13 rounds to get you in.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
You know, I just wanted to make sure that Tim had a big enough points lead, you know, before you got you in.
Yeah, thanks.
But in the championship, so far so good. You know, Tim is leading 125 points over Jorge Prado. He's really taken control of the championship this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he had a great start of the season with many wins in a row, and then he had a little problem with the virus, and so for 4 races he was not feeling himself, you know, 100%, and now he's back to his form. So he showed us in Indonesia that he was really on top of the form.
What's impressed you most about the way Tim Geiser is riding this year? Is it his consistency? Is it his speed? Is it his fitness? You know, is it his mental toughness? Because there's, you know, it has been a pretty outstanding year for him so far.
Yeah, I think also his strategy was very good this season, because we saw him many times studying the other riders during the first part of the race, and then going into the lead after a few laps and leading the race. So I think he has put all together this year, you know, and he's much stronger, and he feels, you know, he's strong enough to go and win races every time he goes out. So.
Well, before he got sick, like you said, with the virus, he'd won 6 out of the first 7 GPs.
Yeah.
He then bounced back, winning Germany, winning Indonesia. it's hard to see where he can actually improve now. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know, maybe in Lommel, which is not his favorite track, but we may see other riders, challenging him. But anyway, even in Lommel, he has been very strong in the past season. So I don't know really where he could improve.
I'm just watching the clip here from Indonesia. This is race 2. He started 4th on the first lap, and then in 3 laps he
passed everybody.
Everybody. Yeah. Some in this corner here. So obviously, from that side, like I say, it just looked like he's just in total control of everything.
Yes, he feels. I think he feels that he can pass the ones in front. He just studies their lines, and then when he decides, he goes. And you can do that when you feel you are strong.
Yeah.
When you are really in full confidence.
Well, Tim is on course for his best season ever. So far, he's won 8 GPs. In 2019, when he got the title...
9, I think.
9 GPs. In 2019, when he'd won the title, it was 9 GPs. But we still have 7 rounds remaining. So he's going to beat that. He's going to beat his own personal best, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because his best season was with a 9 GPs win. And this year, I think he can do better than that.
Yeah.
So...
And 14 or 15 race wins? He already has 12 or 13 now, so it's like there's a long way to go. We're just looking at Tim here, but what about Mitch Evans? Great to see him back racing, first of all. It's been a difficult 18 months for him since he picked up that wrist injury in Spain, and then obviously missing all of last year. Looks like he's getting back to normal. He's 11th in points now. He had his best Grand Prix result in Indonesia last time out, 6th overall, with a 5th in race 2, I believe. What can we expect from him for the remaining races? Because he does look like he's just finding that confidence again.
Yeah, I think he's getting stronger with every race, and he feels now much better than the beginning of the season, of course. And he just needs to put everything together, because in Arco we saw that he was leading the quali race for most of the time, and so we saw some of the best of Mitch Evans during the season, but he never put together, in the 3 motors. I think now he feels almost 100%, so he can show us that he can be very close to the podium, if not on the podium.
Talking to him yesterday, and I mentioned this yesterday to you when when we were just talking about the show. He seems to have found some gains over the last couple of weeks since he came back from Indonesia. I think he said front suspension, front forks.
Yes.
How much do you think that will help him going forward now? Because I guess was it like a minor change, a major change?
No, minor changes always, But consider that in Indonesia he raced, we didn't expect him to race because he was really sick. And he did the best race of his season, so I expect he'll do very well here in Loket. He's completely, he has recovered, he's well, he did some, as you say, some good testing, he's happy about the bike, so I expect him, to step up.
The next 7 rounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on quickly to Ruben Fernandez, a Honda 114 rider, but very much part of the HRC program. Has he impressed you this year? Because it's his rookie season and he's currently 6th in the standings. What do you make of that?
He impressed me the last 2 rounds of last season, I would say.
Right.
And from there, we decided to move him on a 450 bike, and he's using, as you know, a factory bike. And he did a great season so far. At the beginning, he was a little bit he was rushing a little bit too much to pass. So we asked him to just to think about, during the race, not to go like he used to do. And he had 4 or 5 rounds where he was not riding at his best because I think he didn't want to crash again. And then slowly he built again his speed and his confidence, and he showed us with 2 podiums, and he'll probably do even more by the end of the season. I think he has been a good surprise for everybody, in the paddock.
Yeah, almost like a breath of fresh air in the class as well.
Yeah.
He actually impressed me in Indonesia. He was cool, he was calm, he didn't take any unnecessary risks.
Yeah.
And he came away with a podium.
Exactly.
We've got about a minute left, 30 seconds left. This weekend, Håkan Fredriksson, who's also Honda 114, has moved into MXGP this weekend. We've seen, 3-4 guys do that from MX2, Guadagnini, Håkan, Conrad Mewse this weekend, Kevin Brumman. What was the decision for Håkan? Because obviously he's next door at Libby's team.
I was I'm very curious to see him riding a 450 because he has been training on a 450 quite often during the winter time, and he was very fast. He's a big guy, as you see. He's young, but he's a very big guy and heavy, for so not suiting the 250 class and the small bikes. Now, in the last 2 months, he skipped the last two GPs just to prepare this second part of the season. And honestly, he's fast. I want to see what he can do on a 450 bike, because he could be another rising star for the future.
Okay, well, look, Giacomo, we are out of time. Thanks for your time and your patience.
You.
But just before we go, just a quick reminder, coming up 12:40, we're back on air with the first race of the day, the EMX 2-strokes. We've also got action from EMX 65 and EMX 85, their European Championship finals this weekend. We've also got tomorrow coming up, the MXE, the little auto 50 guys. But rounding out today, we've got MX2 and MXGP qualifying. So, of course, you can catch everything on MXGP TV tomorrow live with myself and Lisa down there on the grid. But thanks for watching. We'll see you next week in Belgium. Lommel, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this.